What is up, guys? Norris Digital Assets coming at you with another video. In this video, we're going to do a quick update on CKB. So we're going to take a look at that. If you're a real CKB fan and you like technical analysis, click down here in the bottom right-hand corner. Click my logo, click subscribe, or subscribe below like usual. We cover over 25 plus assets off and on here. We're going to take a look at CKB here on this chart here. So I have these channels that we were in here on CKB, and you can see we have rolled out of this channel, but it's not that big of a deal here. Yes, we are in a little bit of a bearish trend, but I don't believe a bear market. I believe we are still in a bull market, and it's a corrective phase of a bull market, just like the summer here. And you saw that here when you were up here in this 4-cent range. Corrective phase of the bull market. It was actually something like an A, B, C, somewhere in there, like Bitcoin did. You come down here, and that is the corrective phase of the bull market. That was just the actual larger A, the macro A, and you came back up, and similar to Bitcoin, A, B, C. Now, even though we've fallen out of this channel here, yes, it's been going down in price. I get that, but that doesn't mean there's not a lot of pressure to get us back up into this channel and find support in this channel and start moving on. It doesn't mean that that's not what would be next, which I do expect at some point in time. March could be a pretty good month. We'll just have to wait and see. But sooner or later, this fourth wave from Bitcoin, this massive ABC correction fourth wave that started in April 21, went from 64,000 down to 28,000, back up to 69, and now it went back down to 32K. That for Bitcoin was a massive ABC correction, fourth wave, running flat is what we are. That is what I'm seeing, and that is what I'm hoping continues to play out. It's not broken or anything like that, so we're just waiting. The start of wave 5, does that start in March? We'll see. Also, so looking at the weekly here, so let's go to, I want to go to KuCoin. There's more data here. So when we're taking a look at the stock RSI, so we're on the weekly, okay? The weekly is a more important time frame than the daily or the 4-hourly or some of these lower time frames, okay? So check this out. The stock RSI, I've got 2 trend lines dropped in here, okay? So open this up. I've got a line dropped in here at 100 and a line dropped in here at 0. What typically happens when you go to 100 and you have this M double top and you hit 100 twice? What usually happens? The momentum goes all the way back down to the downside and you do a W double bottom down here. Then after that, after you're bouncing off the 0, where do you go next? Typically back to 100. And it's not just CKB, it's XRP and many other coins. XRP historically, if you look at the stock RSI on the weekly, and this is the momentum, which way is the coin going to move? If you look at XRP, for example, every time, almost every time, XRP doesn't even usually do this. XRP usually just hits 100 and comes back down. Every time. Every time. So keep that in mind that right now, yes, this is looking pretty flat. We're down here pretty low. I don't know that it needs to bounce and do a W double bottom and start getting momentum back to the upside, because it's different than this one here. This here, the D line coming down, so this one here, it bounces right off of it right away and comes back up. Here, we're just reaching the line, but you kind of came down, kind of came sideways, and you're just hitting the line now. So do we need to come back up a little and do a W double bottom? Either way, there's not too much time of waiting left, I don't believe, in the entire market, in crypto and Bitcoin, before there's at least a relief rally. I'm not saying that we're just going to have a massive rally out of nowhere. That could happen if Bitcoin's wave 5 does start, and my theories have been right this entire time. And like I said at the end of January, early February, I said that Bitcoin could definitely go from this 34,000 in that range up to a higher range of 40,000 or so, maybe a little higher, and people would say the bull run's back on, and then it would come back down one more time for that 5th movement down, and I was trying to get those counts, okay? So I still believe that that is still playing out, but I said end of January, early February, that Bitcoin would come back down to mid to lower 30s, and then that could definitely happen. War or not, that wasn't factoring anything with a war. That was just saying that Bitcoin is still trying to finish that running flat pattern and start wave 5, and that it might take till the end of February. So I was saying that. So we're still kind of waiting on that. When Bitcoin starts wave 5, if that's what's next, The other coins are going to be slow at first, I believe, and then they're going to play catch up. They're going to play follow the leader. At any rate, 1 cent is an amazing price for CKB. Could it go lower? Yes. Does it have to? No. You can, if you're looking to get more CKB, you can buy at this price. You can spend half of what you want to spend, and if it goes lower, dollar cost average and more. But let me show you why I think 1 cent is a good price. Let's get out of this here. Let's go to the daily here. Go here. So 1 cent. 1 cent. Why is it a good price? Let me drop this line in here and this line here. It just in this range right here, you can see here. You can see here some candle bodies. You can see here. You can see where it got stuck in this range a little bit, okay? So it's an important range. You have a little bit of consolidation here where it's kind of ratcheting up before it shoots up here, but it's just an important range. So we're here once again right now. So hasn't been below this range. It did once here, and this is July 21, corrective phase of the bull market, I do believe, and it was only for, you know, a week and a half or so. So it looks like here, maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. I'd have to zoom in on that. But anyways, very short period of time, V-shape, V recovery, V bottom, starts coming up, corrects back down, finds the support, and then moves on towards that 3 cents, okay? So yes, it would have been nice to know, you know, hindsight's 2020, guys. We need to just remain patient. Know what we hold, crypto overall, whether it's XRP, CKB, HBAR, just know what you hold, Ethereum. We hold one of the best technologies ever invented, and it solves many problems around the world. It's the best technology out there, and I believe crypto is not going anywhere. Crypto is part of the financial future. So just give it time, zoom out and relax. That's what we need to do. Yes, it would have been amazing to look at this here and know that, you know, when this green line's coming down, you know, a lot of the time these lines run together and then you go back on an uptrend, okay? So yes, it would have been nice to, you know, take a bunch of profits here and know that that was the top at the time being and then buy back in now. Hindsight is 2020 on that, and it was pretty hard to call that running flat on Bitcoin that I think is going on now. So we're just remaining patient, and at any rate, this whole time, what I've been waiting for anyways is for the start of wave 5 and for these coins to actually run, to actually go past this 4 cents to 4.4 cents, whatever it is, to actually get going. And like I've shown before, I've had the target of 13 cents at least for CKB. So that's some actual movement. So I didn't want to buy and sell too much and run that risk of kind of the coin running off without you. So I'm just hodling CKB at this point in time. I've done a little bit of trading with CKB, but for the most part, just holding it. I remember I sold some in here and bought back in here. So just a little bit of trading, but overall, what I'm actually waiting on is this 1618, 13 cents, at least in an altcoin season, and then the next bullish part of the bull market, which is that fifth wave, the Elliott wave theory, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are waiting on 5 for Bitcoin and the altcoin season. So, which I still believe is coming just at some point in time. Nothing's been broken on the Elliott wave theory, so we're all good there. 13 cents, the 1618. The 1618, that is just 162% of the movement. That's where the number comes from. It's basically the swing high, which is the all-time high, and the swing low, and you're doing a fib off of what happens when you swing to that price high and you swing to that price low. What happens as the momentum and the psychology of the market, and where does it retrace to? Well, 162%, the 1618. So still waiting on that, staying patient. I'm going to be buying more CKB at 1 cent, 1.1 cent or so right in there. And I believe that's a pretty supportive level like I just showed. So overall, not that big of a deal that we fell out of that channel, because I do believe that even though that definitely happens with many other cryptos, definitely happens. And that, to me, there is a lot of pressure to come back up into this channel, buying pressure, especially at this low price. And we'll just have to wait and see on that. Stock RSI on the daily, I showed you on the weekly how it's like bottoming out. Well, on the daily currently right now, it is pointing straight up with the blue line getting out ahead a little bit. So daily coming into the end of February, the start of March, could be some bullish movement for CKB. We'll wait and see if this rides all the way to the top near 100 here, like you have about 100 here and 100 here. If it did do that, what that would do to the weekly stock RSI is it would get it to start to flatten out and start to round up and start to get that bounce for a weekly momentum. But anyways, on the stock RSI, buy 0 on the stock RSI, buy 0 on the weekly stock RSI, and you can sell around 100. You can sell when you hit 100. You can sell when it swoops down and comes back up for the double M, and sell 100 there. Okay, when it comes down, you can buy the first 0, or when it comes up on a W, buy that second 0. That's going to be cheaper, then it goes up. Okay, so you can do this on TradingView. If you're on TradingView, this is just you just hit indicators and you're just typing in stock RSI, and then you're just clicking it here and you're setting it in there, and then you're making sure you're on the weekly here if you can see my cursor. So that's another thing you can do for many other coins, including XRP. XRP hits 100 and goes back down almost always on the stock RSI on the weekly. So you can see it here. You can see it here, 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 here. Okay, and if you look at the price, like look above this peak here, it hits 100, okay, roughly 100, maybe 98, and look, it hit here, and where does it go then? Down, okay, and then look, you buy the floor, and where's the floor? Here, which is like 50 some cents, and then where does it go? Here. This peak here. Okay, so keep that in mind too, guys, and just be patient. Like I'm kind of talking about trading here a little bit with the stock RSI and that sort of thing. Trading isn't always that easy. It does take some skills, so like be careful. But this here, we are talking the weekly time frame here. Okay, we're not talking about the daily or the 4 hourly or trades in and out. We're talking about buying low on a 0 and waiting months. Okay, for example, if you bought here and you're down here, you know, each candle's a week, so you're talking like there's a month, you know, 2.5, 3 months, and then you're at the top. So we're not talking about trading week to week. We're talking about you're buying on this and you're selling maybe 2 or 3 months later. And that's just if you have trading bags. You can also hodl through. I do believe that there's an altcoin season and the bull market is not over, and it's been a corrective phase of the bull market, just like this last June and July in 2021. And like I've said, when you look at the fibs, we take a look here, this is all fair game of a fourth wave, just like the second wave is very corrective. 1 up, corrective wave down 2, 3 up, corrective wave down 4, and then 5. And that will take you to at least $130,000, $140,000 Bitcoin. It should be in 2022 if this thesis plays out. And again, I'm not the only one with a similar thesis. There's a lot of people with this. And also, and there's another guy that I follow, very smart guy. He's been doing markets way before crypto. He's featured in different trading strategy books. And he was actually calling this pattern that we've been going through. He's been calling this pattern since June and July when it was at 28. When we went from 64K down to 28K, he was calling that the A wave down. We were going to B wave back up and to around in the 60s, and we went to 69, and then he was talking about a movement down, and we came down to 32 just recently. Okay, so he was actually calling that when we were at 28 in June, July. Okay, he saw the running flat. This is the fourth wave, hopefully a running flat, and here in March or soon here we get some momentum. You can see the stock RSI for Bitcoin on the weekly that we just talked a lot about here. It is right here, and it just did a double tap here. And what typically happens after a double tap? Where does it go? It's rolling a little bit here, but that doesn't mean it can't zigzag down and then get going. We'll have to wait and see. What does it do when it does a double tap? Comes up, back down, boom. Tap here, double tap here, up. Okay, we just did a double tap here on the weekly stock RSI for momentum, so it could come back down a little bit and then go like this somewhat, or It is possible to come back down here. There's a lot going on in the world, but I still see wave 5 coming. Like I just said, I haven't changed really anything I've been saying this whole time. So that's an update for you on CKB. Some things to keep in mind. The dollar cost average area where you can buy that I was just showing, which is 1 cent. Pretty strong support. Could it go lower? Yeah, that's possible. But I'm going to be DCAing in at 1 cent. I'll tell you that. And yeah, just remain patient, guys. And yeah, we've been on this little detour for a little while. But yeah, this pattern's definitely a little bigger and a little longer than I thought. But it is what it is. 2 was pretty long here, too. So remember, each candle's a week. This is months and months and months and months. So anyways, guys, that's it for the video. Like the video, smash up the like button if you liked this one. If you thought you learned anything in this video, or maybe I opened your mind to something, smash up the like button. Click subscribe below, leave a comment. Let me know if the CKB army is still around. A lot of people losing some interest, but it's all good. We'll be back. We'll be back. Anyways, guys, that's it for this one. We'll see you in the next video. See ya.